Nitai Gaur Sitanath Premanande Hari 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 Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chanda Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chanda Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Nityananda Shri Advaita Chanda Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Nityananda Shri Advaita Chanda Gadadhara Srivasadi Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Premanande.
Hari Hari.
Nama Shristam Madhamaki Eshati Bhutam Adasupam Rupam Tasagrajamuripuyam Maturim Radha Kundam Giribaram Aho Radhika Madhvasam Rapto Yasya Patita Kripaya Sri Guru Tam Natosam Guravi Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Ananda Lila Maya Vigrahaya Hey Mabhadivyats Chavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Sam Sundar Shikanda Shekhar Smaha Sumurli Manohara Radhika Raskamama Kripanidhe Supriya Charana Kinkarim Kuru Tavaivasmi Najivami Tayavana Tivikyaya Devitam Namam Charanantikam. First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands and thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Holy Master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Guru, Asmadriya Paramarada Tama Guru Padabhama, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupada, Ashto Tarasata Sismad, Rupanu Varya, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Guru's Guru, my Param Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada and all of our Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to all the Samud Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Gauranga Vina Nariya Gauranga Vina Nariya He no avatara Have Kevachi He no prema paracha. Srila Lochanas Thakur, he said, Gauranga Vina Nahiya, without Gauranga, without Gauranga, then everything is useless. There's no reason to be alive even. Why struggle to maintain this material body in a very brief and bitter life When one is faced with many difficulties, and gradually one becomes old, infirm, diseased, and then for the grand finale, you die. What is the point? No, there's a great point. Hey no avatar, habe ki hoiche, hey no prema paracha. Because you have been born at this very auspicious time. Someone may say this is Kali Yuga. Well, Kali Yuga is a terrible time. So in every day of Lord Brahma there are 1,000 Kali Yugas. But this Kali Yuga is called Dhanya Kali. The fortunate Kali Yuga, because in this age, the Param Tattva, the Supreme Absolute Truth, who is Sachidananda Vigraha, the embodiment of eternity, consciousness and blissfulness, who is a Rasika Shekhar, the very cunning connoisseur of all the flavors of love, who is known as Yashodanandan, the son of Mother Yashoda. That very personality appears in this Kali Yuga as Sachinandan Shri Gauranga, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when he comes, Heino Avatar, Habeke Hoyeche, Heino Prema Paracha. No incarnation has ever distributed the type of love that Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is distributing. Many incarnations appeared in this world, beginning with Matsya Avatar, the fish incarnation, Kurma Avatar, the tortoise incarnation, Varahadev, the boar incarnation, Nrsimhadev, half man, half lion incarnation, Parishuram, the barbarian incarnation, Lord Ram. So many incarnations came, so many acharyas came also. Vishnu Swami, Nimbaditya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya. But none of them have given what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give. And the gift that he has come to give, he is distributing through the medium of the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So our Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati, one of Vrindavan's resident ecstatic madmen, he exclaimed in great joy, Prema nama bhutata sravanagata tipata kasya nama hinna ko veta kasya vrindavana vipina maha madhurisha pravesha ko va janati radham paramarasam chamatkar madhurya simham ekas chaitanya chandraha paramakarunaya sarvamavischakaraha. It means the prem, the type of love that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has distributed through the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. What to speak of being realized before? What to speak of being given before? Shravana Patakatha Kasya Namna Mahimna. No one had even heard of it. It had never entered into the ear of anyone before. The love that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is distributing. Ko veta kasya vrindavana vipuna mahamadhurishu pravesha. If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had not appeared, who would have been able to enter into the sweetness of the beautiful kunjas on the bank of Jamuna river in Vrindavan, the caves of Giraj Govardhan, and the kunjas on the bank of Radha Kund? no one would know the way to enter, was through the chanting of Harinam. There are many sampradayas, and they have different Ishtadevs. That means they worship God, but in His different manifestations. Some worship the Supreme Lord as Lakshmi Narayan. They are very fortunate persons. More fortunate, those who are worshipping as a Sitaram, more fortunate. And especially the Lila in which the Purna, complete manifestation of all rasa is present, is the Lila of Radha and Krishna. So even many persons worship Radha and Krishna, but they cannot enter into the most confidential dimension of that Lila. For example, in the Nimbarka Sampradaya, they worship Radha Krishna, Kunj Vihari. And Radha Krishna are eternally meeting together in the Kunjas. That is called the Nitya Milan. They're always together playing in the Kunjas of Vrindavan. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained, this is one dimension of Lila. And inside this there's another secret dimension of Lila, which is completely Naravat, human-like. Now, if any young male human being will meet with his beloved in a kunj, in a grove, in a beautiful forest, they cannot stay there forever. Why? So mother will be thinking, where did my son go? Maybe he has some responsibility, some job to perform. He cannot be there forever. He'll have to go. So in the same way, in the most confidential dimension of Krishna Lila, there, yes, Radha Krishna meet, but very soon the pain of the bittersweet experience of separation comes, and Krishna has to quickly and secretly go through the forest and return to the village to take care of the cows, to see his mother and father. And Radhika, she will have to return to the house of her mother-in-law, because in this Leela, Radhika is married to someone else, to Abhimanyu. And so, although she is Krishna's Lakshmi, she is Krishna's internal potency. She is his Shakti. She is inconceivably one with and different from him. But in this Leela, she thinks, I am a cowherd girl, the daughter of Krishnabhavan Maharaj. And by my ill fortune, my parents arranged my marriage to this Abhimanyu, and now I have to live in Yavat with this dysfunctional family. Jutila Kutila, Abhimanyu Durmad. But because this prem is unbreakable, unimpedable, somehow or other, secretly, she goes to meet with Sri Krishna. Therefore, this human-like Leela of Radha and Krishna is the sweetest of the sweet. And the power of love is manifested to a degree which is not manifested in the other dimensions where there is a Nitya Milan. So this is the secret gift of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to attain the position of maidservant of Radhika in that Leela. Ko janati radham paramarsam chamatkar madhurya simham. Who would have known if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had not appeared in this world, that the love of Radhika for Krishna is the ultimate limit of prema rasa. It develops. You know, love, in English we have one or two words for love, like love, affection, devotion. but in Sanskrit there are many words. Just like the Eskimos in the North Pole, they have about 30 different words for snow. Because they're expert in all the different types of snow. So similarly, we have only one word, snow. But in the writings of our Goswamis, Bhaktirasamrita Sindhu, Ujjwal Nilamani, different aspects of intensity of love have been described. Prem, Sneha, Man, Pranay, Rag, Anurag, Bhav, Mahabhav, Rudabhav, Adiruddhabhav, Mohanakya Mahabhav, Modanakya Mahabhav, Mohanakya Mahabhav, and last, Madanakya Mahabhav. Each one of these types of love has its own special characteristics and astonishing qualities. So as the week goes by, we'll try to open up some of the qualities in the development of love. That Krishna, in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, came into this world to taste. So, the Madanakya Mahabhav is only present in Radhika, not in anyone else. Yet, those who are fortunate to be very close to her, when she goes into that highest ecstasy of love for Krishna, they are most fortunate, because the rays of her love emanates, and then they permeate those personalities from head to toe. They become vyapatmaka. That means they become vyapak, completely permeated with the highest love of Radhika. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to realize this love of Radhika and distribute through the Hare Krishna Mahamantra the opportunity to become one of those fortunate maidservants who has the possibility to become completely vyapatmak, pervaded by the highest love of all. Now, attaining this love is simple and also somewhat complicated. Both. It's simple. Why? Because it can be attained simply by chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But it becomes complicated because in our conditioned state, we are covered over by many misconceptions and many offenses. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, through Shikshastakam, he is given the path how to come out from the dense entanglement, from the very complicated mesh of misconception and the reactions of lifetimes of offenses, and avail ourselves of the spontaneous manifestation of that eternally perfect love. So, yesterday we described that any instruction has a value which can be understood by the speciality of the speaker and the hearer. If a speaker is more qualified, they're qualified to give a deeper knowledge. But the audience should be qualified also. Because if the audience is not qualified, though there is qualification in the speaker, he will not be inspired by the Swarup Shakti, by the spiritual potency of the Lord, and the Katha will not manifest. But if the speaker is most qualified, and the hearer is most qualified, and they are alone together, without any vijati of love, any person of antagonistic or contradictory mood, then the greatest teaching will manifest. So in this regard, we mentioned that though Krishna is the speaker of Bhagavad Gita, this is Dwarkadish Krishna, the king of Dwarka. Even when Krishna was in Vrindavan, he used to look at Srimati Radhika when she fainted and fell unconscious upon a bed of flowers in ecstasy. And he would think, there's one expert poet called Bharat Muni who has written about the love between heroes and heroines. And he has said that the hero and the heroine, they enjoy equally. So Krishna was looking at Radhika and thinking, Bharat Muni doesn't know my Vrindavan. Because Radhika is experiencing a joy which is far beyond what I can imagine. And Krishna became greedy for that. He wanted, by various tricks, to make Radhika open her heart and describe what she's feeling. For example, in Rasa Lila, Krishna disappeared. And then he was hiding in the bushes and watching. What is Radhika doing? Hearing her singing in separation from him. Sharadudashaye Sadhu jato sa Sarasya jorda Shri Mushadesha Suratanatate Ashulka dasika Bharataniknato Neha Kimbada. Krishna is watching. What is she saying? Oh Krishna, your eyes are so beautiful that they have stolen the beauty from the center of the pericarp of a fully blossomed lotus flower in a crystal clear autumnal lake. Oh Suratanath, the Lord of amorous love, Suratanath. Ashoka Dasika, I am your maidservant. Free of Ashoka means free of cost, without any price. You don't have to pay anything. Freely I've come to surrender myself fully to you. So Bharata, oh Bharata, you who are very fond of giving benedictions to others, Niknato neha kimbada, aren't you committing murder by glancing at me with your loving glance and through your eyes begging me to meet with you, and then I abandoned my whole family and all hope of happiness in this life and future lives just to come to see you, and now you've disappeared. Don't think that killing can only be done by weapons. It can be done by the eyes also. In the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Vishnudev, on his bed of arrows, he said, I meditate on that Krishna who by his glance, he reduced the lifespan and took away the lifespan of all the soldiers on the battle of Kurukshetra. So Krishna can take lives by his glance very easily. Not only by weapons. So Srimati Radhika is saying, this is very beautiful. Krishna, he wants to know how she's feeling. You understand? If Radhika sees that Krishna is looking at her, this is Kataksh Tattva, the Tattva of glancing. How does Radhika feel when Krishna looks at her? You have to understand, a glance is anubhav. A glance is an anubhav. An anubhav is a response which reveals a sensory bhav, a wave of emotion in the heart. So, if the hero glances towards the heroine and smiles, that means the glance is the anubhav, the response which reveals a wave of utsuk, that means eagerness to meet. And when that glance is reciprocated. A smile comes. And the smile is the anubhav which reveals the inner wave of ecstasy of joy. Oh, so yes. So, when Krishna glances towards Radhika, then her sthayi bhav is mahabhav, the romantic mood. And seeing Krishna, she can feel his sanchari bhavs. By seeing his glance, his smile, there are his anubhavs. And then that causes the sanchari bhavs in Radhika also. What is she feeling? Suratanatate Ashoka Dasika. Oh Krishna, you stole away the beauty of a lotus flower by your glance. That means beauty is Shri. So Shri is like she's a female goddess. So that Krishna stole the beauty means that she was in man. She had Bhamya Bhav, she was contrary. He had to steal. So Radharani is saying, I am not like Shri. Look, Ashoka Dasika. I came of my own free will, without any cost. Because you are Suratanath. Nath means Lord, like Jagannath, Gopinath. So he is Surata. Surata means the amorous pastimes. You are Suratanath. That means, Krishna, actually you cannot be Suratanath by yourself. If Krishna is alone, then how can he be Suratanath? Without a beloved, it's not possible. So, just like if you want to travel to a place, then you'll need to have a ticket to go there. And you'll need to pay a fare. So by paying the fare, you can go to the place. So here, Ashoka Dasika or Suratanatate Shulka Dasika. Shulka means, as Ashoka means without cost, this Sanskrit can also mean Shulka means with the cost. Shulka Dasika. Not that, Krishna, we have come to you and you have to give some price. But we are Shulka Dasika. We are the price for you to become Suratanath. Because without us, then you cannot go to your destination of being Suratanath. We are the Shulka. We are the fare. Suratanath te Shulka Dasika. Bharata, oh Krishna, you are Bharata. You are fond of giving benedictions. That means when the Braja Gopis for 1 month, in the Hemanta season, they worship Katyayani. And they pray, Katyayani Mahamayi Mahayogi Yadishari Nandagopam Sutam Devi Atime Kurute Namah. They pray, O Katyayani Devi, Mahamayi, you have great power. Mahayogini, you are Mahayogini. Yoga means union. So because you are Mahayogini, by your mystic power, you can make us meet with Krishna. Additionally, some of these gopis who were worshipping Katyayani, they were not married. Most of them were not married. And they looked and saw Radhika and Rupa Manjari and others who were married. And they thought, I hope I don't become like them. Because now how will they meet with Krishna? It's impossible. They are completely surrounded by gods all the time, in the form of their family members. So they were worshipping Katyayani, please, please, please don't let my parents marry me to anyone else. Please bewilder, you are Mahamaya, bewilder my parents and make them arrange my marriage to Krishna. Quickly. And some of the gopis who were worshipping Katyayani, they were not married also, but they had close association with Radhika, Rupa Manjari and others. And they were privy to their ecstasies. And how Radhika and her Sakhis, they were meeting with Krishna anyway, regardless of the fact that they had been apparently or externally bound in the rules and regulations of Vedic Dharma and the watchful eye of the elders of society. So some of the unmarried gopis like Danya, they didn't care if they would be married to others or not. They wanted Krishna to be their beloved without any rule or regulation. So that is not called pati, that is called upapati. So here, Nanda Gopam Sutam Devi Pati Me Gurute Namaha means, oh, make Katyani Devi, make the son of Nanda Maharaj my Devi Pati. Nanda Gopa Sutam Devi Patim Kurute Namaha. Make him my Devi Pati. Yeah. So, in the other meaning, Devi means, oh goddess, Katyani. But here in this meaning, Devi Pati means Upapati. Because one may say, but this is Devi, Devi, the I is long, so it must be feminine. It must refer to Katyani. Our acharyas say no. Div, dhatu in Sanskrit, means kridashil, playful. So one name of Krishna is Dev. Dev means playful. So just as the word graha, graha means accept, and one who accepts is called grahi. Understand? Like Bhava Grahi Janardana. Krishna is called Bhava Grahi. It means one who accepts your feeling. Let's say you do some service and the service completely fails. Krishna just laughs. Because he wasn't so bothered whether the service was successful or not. He's only taking your feeling that you want you to do some service. And the pure devotees, they're doing everything only for Krishna's happiness. Like our Srila Prabhupada, he used to say, I came to the West and I wanted to tell the message of Krishna from Bhagavad Gita. And if anyone came to listen or not, I never thought about that. Because I was just speaking for Krishna's happiness. So Krishna is called Bhava Grahi. He accepts your feeling. So just as Graha, to accept, one who accepts is called Grahi. So Dev, who plays, one who plays is Devi. So Devi Pati means Upapati, my protector who takes pleasure and plays with me. So Nanda Gopa Sutam Devi. Many gopis, they prayed in this way to Katyani. And at the end of their vrata, Krishna appeared there. He told them, they hid in the water, he told them, come out from the water. First they didn't want to come out. Actually they wanted to come out. But they did not want Krishna to know that they wanted to come out. This is called Kila Kinchit Bhav. You know, we just celebrated last week the Hera Panchami, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Swarup Damodar Goswami, they discuss Kila Kinchit Bhav. How, when Radhika is picking flowers, Krishna comes and by force catches her to embrace her, and Radharani pulls away. Oh, don't touch me. Garva, Abhilas, Rudito, Smita, Surya, Bayakudam, Sankari Kanam Asham Uchate Kila Kinchitam. This is, Bhav is called Kila Kinchit. Many feelings are mixed together. Kila means little, and Kinchit means something. Kila Kinchit, little something of everything. The acharyas say Kila Kinchit Bhav is like a bouquet. A bouquet. You know, last night, the managers of this place, they presented us with a bouquet. So bouquet means not one flower, but many flowers together in a bunch. So Krishna being expert at relishing rasa, and Radhika being expert at making him relish rasa, kila kinchit. A little bit of all the different bhavs come together in a bouquet. And the bumblebee Krishna, he becomes maddened by the fragrance of this bouquet of emotions. Garva. What is the mixture? Garva means pride, abhilas, ambition, rudita, crying. What kind of crying? Shushkarodana means dry crying. But no tears are coming. But it looks very beautiful. Why? Because Radhika has very big lotus eyes. And she has very thick, long black lashes, eyelashes. And though the tears don't run down her face, they come out and they appear in between the lashes. Garva, pride, ambition, dry tears, that means that the drops don't get further than the roots of the lashes. Smita, the eyes are crying but the mouth is smiling. Kruta, anger on the outside, and harsha, jubilation on the inside. And shriveling away from Krishna. This is called a kila kinchit. So on Hera Panchami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Swarup Damodar, they were relishing this exchange between Radha and Krishna. But we can say that when Krishna stole the clothes of the Braja Gopis and they all dropped down into the water up to here, every single gopi manifested on her face kila kinchit simultaneously. Thousands of gopis. This is why Krishna is called Rasik Shekhar. He's doing this Lila in such a way that he's experiencing the kila kinchit of all Braja Gopis who are there simultaneously. So, eventually when they came out from the water, Krishna said, Yatha bala brajam siddha mayi marangsha takshapa yadudisha vratam vidam Cheryor Aryachanam Sati. Oh, very chaste young ladies, Sati. I know why you are worshipping Katyayani. I know. Some of them are praying, Nanda Gopam Sutam Devi, Patimei Kurute Namaha. And some are praying, Nanda Gopam Sutam Devi Patim Kurute Namaha. But whatever they are praying to Katyayani, Krishna knows their hearts. So he said, Yadu Tesya Vratamidam, I know why you did this vrata. And I am telling you that Yatha Bala Varajam Siddha, your vrata is a siddha. If you follow some practice, you follow the sadhana, become siddha. So Krishna, you become siddha. That means I have become your pati or upapati, depending on their desire. Only some time is separating. It's already happened, but some time is separating. So some of those gopis at the end of Krishna's Prakat Lila, they married him. And others, they just had an ecstatic experience inside, like a fantasy that it happened. But they eternally went to below Vrindavan, where they are. He's Devi Pati. Understand? So, Krishna said, Mayema yakshata apsapa. I give you the benediction that your desires will be completely fulfilled in the coming nights of the autumn season. So, when Krishna disappeared from the Rasa Lila, then gopis in the Pranay Rosh, in a mood of anger, towards Krishna. This is not, there are so many different types of secondary rasa. Hasya, bhuta, virya, karuna, rodra, vivatsavai. Laughter, astonishment, chivalry, compassion, and anger. So that anger is called Krodharati. So gopis don't have Krodharati to Krishna. They don't become angry with him. They can have Krodharati connected with Krishna towards their mother-in-law. But not directly to Krishna. So to Krishna this is called Pranay Rosh. It's a loving anger. So in loving anger, when Krishna disappeared, they said, Suratanatate Shulkadasika Bharatanignado Nehakimbadal. Hey Krishna, you are Bharata. That means you are a giver of benedictions. Don't you remember on that day when we came out from the water, when you stole our clothes, you gave us this benediction. Yata bala vrajam siddha mayema rangshatakshapa. Your vow is siddha now, so you can return to Braj, and on the coming nights of the autumn season I'll fulfill all your desires. Now the autumn season came, we came here to meet you, and what have you done? You have disappeared. So sarcastically, that's called her Salut Bhav. Salut Bhav, sarcastically. Gopi said, Bharata? Oh, giver of benedictions? What kind of giver of benedictions are you? So Krishna, when he disappeared from the Rasalila, he was looking and he was relishing what love is coming out from the heart of Radhika and the heart of Brajagopis. But still, he was not successful in finding the end of that love. He could not reach to the bottom of it in Krishna Lila. So Krishna, in the matter of fulfilling his desire to understand the highest love of the Brajagopis, is a failure. He failed. So later he spoke Bhagavad Gita and he gave many teachings to Arjuna, but he could not tell them about the love of the gopis because he did not realize it. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was absorbed in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra for many years, and he realized how Radhika felt at that time when Krishna disappeared from Rasalila. He realized how Radhika felt when Krishna reappeared in the Rasalila. He realized how Radhika felt when Krishna went to Mathura on the chariot of Akrura. He realized how Radhika felt when in the madness of love she was quarreling with a bumblebee, thinking that this bumblebee was Krishna's messenger. All of these things, Krishna in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he realized. And after tasting all of this, now he gave another teaching, that is Shikshastakam. So the speaker of Shikshastakam is superior to any speaker of any Shastra at any time in the history of history. And the hearers of this Shikshastakam, that is Ki Rupa Lailanam Prema Upajai Tar Lakshan Slok Suno Swarup Ramarai. Describing this Shikshastakam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, O Swarup Damodar, O Roy Ramananda, in what way should one sing the holy names that this praying will come? So his audience are Swarup Damodar and Roy Ramananda. They are Lalita and Vishaka, Radharani's most intimate girl companions. Therefore, there can be no more qualified speaker and no more qualified audience. And therefore, we can say that this gift, this teaching of Shikshastakam is supreme among all Vedic teaching. So now we'll come to the first verse. Still two, right? In the first verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Chaito darpanamarjanam Bhavamahadavaktirvarpanam Shayakhairva chandrikavataranam Vidyavadru jivanam Anandam buddhivadhanam Pratipadam purnam ritasvadanam Sarvatma snapanam param Vijayati Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Oh, glorious! Supreme victory, Param Vijay, to Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. What does it mean? Victory. If two armies come to a battlefield and they fight, one wins and one loses. So one is Jai, one is Jita, victorious and defeated, conquered. And then those armies, the survivors, they go home. This is not Vijay, complete victory. Complete victory is when one army wins and then that king goes to the country of the defeated side and sits on the throne of the defeated king and makes his minister, all his ministers, the ministers of everything, and takes complete control of the entire nation. That is Vijay. Complete victory. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtan. There should be complete victory. For Nam Prabhu. That means that Nam should conquer my tongue. No, that's not complete. Should conquer my mind. Not complete. Should conquer my ears, my whole body, all senses. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Prakashananda Saraswati, who was an impersonalist, he asked him, you are a sannyasi. You should be sitting with us and studying Vedanta Sutra. Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. Tattvamasi, you are Brahman. Prajnanam Brahman, Brahman is only consciousness. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, everything is Brahman. You should be studying these things. Why are you singing and dancing through the streets with thousands of people? This is for the Bhavuk, sentimentalists. Mahaprabhu said, what can I do? My Gurudev gave me a mantra, but I am not chanting this mantra, I am not singing, I am not dancing. This mantra is manifesting himself. This mantra is making me sing, this mantra is making me dance. This is Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. It means that the holy name should completely take over your life. Over. Your life finished. You know the things you like to do? Over. Forget it. Turn around. Don't look back. That the holy name takes over your life completely, that all you do is chant. And this name controls all your senses and thoughts at every moment. So you also dance and wander here and there, telling the glories of the holy name. This is Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtan. Total victory. What is important here is Sankirtanam. We have to understand what it means, Sankirtan. Kirtan means chanting. So Sankirtan means Sarvato Bhavein Kirtan, a complete chanting. That means chanting without offense. There are 10 types of Nam Aparad. In the second and third verses of Shastakam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will teach us the secret how to overcome all the different types of Nam Aparad. And over the next few days we'll discuss this. The psychology of chanting Harinam. It's very, very deep. So first, Sankirtan means Kirtan without offense. Secondly, it means Sankirtan means Kirtan with Sambandha Jnana. Understanding the relationship between Jiva, the soul, Maya, the material energy, and Parabrahma, the Supreme Lord. And when that Sadharan Sambandha Jnana, general knowledge of relation becomes mature, it will turn into Vishesh Sambandha Jnana. That means knowledge of your individual, unique, particular relationship with Radha and Krishna. So that is Sankirtan. Free from Anartha. Free from Anartha. That means chanting is done without any the unwanted desires, material desires, attachments and misconceptions. They are anarthas. And finally, in sadhu sangha, in the association and under the guidance of pure devotees. So when these 4 elements are there, it is called Sankirtan. Kirtan, which is performed 4 things. What are the 4 things? 1.
Free from anatta. Free from anatta.
Okay, that was 3.
Yeah. In the process.
Yeah. Without offense, with Sambandha Jnana, free from anartha, and in the association of pure devotees. This is the kirtan that becomes supremely successful. Now, we explained the significance of sun in Sankirtan. What is kirtan? Shastra says, Astaspandana matrena kirtanam bhavati. When the tongue and the lips are moving, it's called kirtan. So, japa, the word japa means the recitation, repetition of mantra. So japa has 3 types: vachik japa, upangsik japa, and manasik japa. Vachik japa means audible chanting. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Somewhat loud. Audible chanting, vachik. You can hear and others can hear. Upangsu japa means very soft. Upangsu, just whispered. And when the japa, the name is whispered, you can hear inside, but others cannot hear it. Maybe you can hear the mantra, but they cannot. That's called upangsu. And then the last type of japa is manasik japa. Manasik japa means the repetition of mantra in the mind. Lips are not moving. There's no sound. So of these 3, vachik japa and upangsu, loud and soft chanting, they are included in kirtan. But manasik japa is not kirtan. It's not kirtan. Please understand this point. Manasik japa is not kirtan. It belongs in the category of bhakti called smarana, remembrance. So I know many devotees, they're doing only manasik japa. So they're not following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the results of Shikshastakam will not come. Otherwise, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would say, Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Smaranam. But he didn't. He said, Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. So there should be some audible sound and tongue and lips moving. All these things are described in Bhakti Sandarbha of Jiva Goswami. What's more, our Srila Rupa Goswami, he lived in Jagannath Puri with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he's written the Chaitanyastakam where he said, Hare Krishna Suchai Spurita Rasanama Kanana Krita Granti Shrini Subhaga Kati Sutsulakara Vishalaksho dirgagala yugala kheranchita bujha Sachaitanya kimme punarapirishoryasati padam. Weeping in separation. Rupa Goswami is crying and saying, oh when will I see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again? He has beautiful lotus eyes that almost reach to his ears. And he has very long arms that reach down to his knees. And he did not have a japamala of tulsi beads as we have, but rather the door coping of the sannyasis, the string that goes around the waist is called door. So he would take the string of the coping, and tie 108 knots in it. And then he would chant japa on that. And how did he chant japa? Hare Krishna Uchcha Spurita Rasana Nama Ganana. Rupa Goswami is saying, he was not chanting, but the holy name Hare Krishna was dancing upon the stage of his tongue. Dancing upon the stage of his tongue. So that is very, very important thing to understand. If you have the ego that you are chanting, it will be namaparad. It will be offense to the holy name. Why? The 10th offense. Sutte pi nama mahatme ya priti rahito namaha aham mamari paramo namni sopya parada krit. It means, even after hearing about the glories of the name, to not feel affection for Nam Prabhu. This mantra is not a formula, or a saying, or a slogan, or a motto. It is Nam Prabhu. Prabhu. Bhu means existence. Pram is Prakista, who most excellent. That personality whose existence is most excellent, who is endowed with unlimited spiritual energies and who can bestow the greatest of benedictions, is called Nam Prabhu. So, how can you create him? God has created the world. God has created everything. You cannot create him. You cannot make him. You cannot produce him from your tongue. But he can appear. So, if after hearing the glories of the name, one does not have affection for Nam Prabhu, it is an offense. And that lack of affection for Nam Prabhu is manifested in Aham Mamani Paramao Namni Sopya Paradikrit. It means to hold on to the conception of Aham Mama, I and mine. We are not these physical bodies. We are not our mind, intelligence, ego, or even chitta. These are all coverings of the self. But we sink down into identification with them. We have to let go of this completely. So Sanatana Goswami, in his commentary on this offense, he said that it has a deeper implication, and the deeper implication is to hold on to the conception of I and mine means to consider that Nam is Jivadhin. Nam is Jivadhin. So I explained, Jiva means tongue. And Adhin means that which is subordinate, which is controlled by, or created by. For example, in terms of being subordinate, Krishna said, Aham Bhakta Paradhino Yashratanta Iradija. Oh, Lord Narayan is telling the Vasarishi, when the Vasarishi asked, oh Lord Narayan, your Sudarshan Chakra is coming to kill me, please save me, please save me. Lord Narayan said, no. He said, why not? Don't you have any mercy for me? Krishna said, mercy comes from the heart. But Sadhavori Deham Layan, my heart has been stolen by my pure devotee. So if you want my mercy, you come to the wrong place because my heart has gone. It's with my devotee. But you made offense to Ambarish Maharaj. And because of this, now my chakra has come to kill you. And you asked me to control it. I said, I'm sorry, but I'm not in control. I am Aham Bhakta Paradino. I am Bhakta Paradini. I am controlled by the love of my devotees. So this word Adhin, just like it is said, the Madhyamadikari. He is Ishware Tadadineshu Balisetsu Visatsucha. The pure devotee, he has love, Madhyamadikari has love for the Lord, and he has friendship for those who are Adhin. That means who have subordinated and surrendered themselves to the Lord. Adhin. So, when you are chanting, now I want you to address very deeply your own deeply rooted conceptions about what it means to chant. Because if they're not refined, if they're not attuned to the vision of the Vedas, then one will go on committing offenses. And the prem, the love that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give will not be attained. So look deeply within your heart and think, when you put your japamala in your hand and you begin to chant, do you think that Nam is Jiva Adhin, or that your Jiva is Nam Adhin? Do you think that you are producing the sound of the name? Or do you think that the name is dancing on the stage of your tongue? It makes a very big difference. If you think, I am chanting, I am producing this sound, then it becomes an offense to the holy name. And if with the greatest honor we pray, O Nam Prabhu, kindly by your sweet will, just as you have avatar in so many forms, you have our Nam avatar, please descend, take control of my tongue and manifest yourself in there. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met with his mother Sachi, and Sachi was crying because he had left to take sannyas, he said, I am always with you. Because you are my eternal mother. In the form of Sachi, you are mother of this Swarup. In the form of earth, you are the mother of the Vigraha. And in the form of tongue, you are my mother like this. So, Chi Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the name of Krishna, the name of Mahaprabhu, can only appear as a pastime by his own will. So, first of all, become deeply rooted in the respect for the Nam Prabhu, with a full understanding, or buddhi, an understanding that you are not Jivadin. I cannot create you from my tongue. But may my tongue become Namadin. That is Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtan. That should be conquered. And you should appear. Now this has a very, very deep relationship with meditation. Why? Because in Raga Vatma Chandrika, Srila Vishnu Chakri Thakur is describing the path of Raganuga Bhakti. Now we all know that the first aspect of Raganuga Sadhana is Krishnam Smaram Janam Chasya Prastam Nija Sanihitam Tat Tat Kathar Taschaso Koryat Vasam Prajesana. It means that one should be absorbed in hearing and chanting the Katha of Krishna's pastimes. And the mind should be fully engaged in Smaran of Krishna, along with an associate, a very dear associate who has the type of bhakti that you are aspiring to attain. Here, Krishnam Smaran, Janam Chasya, Prastam. Prastam is adjective to Krishna. And Nijasa Mihitam is an adjective to Janam. In other words, one should remember Prastam Krishna, one's dear Krishna, and Nijasa Mihitam Janam, and an associate for whose bhav, sentiment you are aspiring. So, Smaran, remembrance, is a function of the mind. Rag itself, the spontaneous attachment, rag is a manodharma. So because rag is a manodharma, the nature of the mind, therefore the prominent anga, the main limb of Raganuga Bhakti is Smaran. So Smaran, remembrance, is called Mukhya Anga, the main limb of Raganuga Bhakti. Still, Srila Vishnu Thakur explained that though Smaran is the main anga of Raganuga Bhakti, this Smaran is Kirtan Adin. Kirtan Adin. So Kirtan means chanting the holy name. So just as, deeply consider what it means. Just as you cannot produce the name, but the name can appear. So similarly, by your mind, you cannot do Smaran. But when the mind becomes Kirtan Adhin, this Smaran is Kirtan Adhin, under the control of the power of the Kirtan, then Smaran appears. And this is why, understand? And this is why, in Srila Vishnu Thakur, he said, Smarana prayatnaha sravana kirtanavato bhaktasya navasyaka. Means, for the devotees who are engaged in offenseless hearing and chanting, they don't have to make any effort to do smaran. And that is the meaning of Vidyavadhu Jivanam. That kirtan, the chanting, is Vidyavadhu Jivanam, the life and soul of the chaste bride of all transcendental knowledge. What is all transcendental knowledge? All transcendental knowledge means Krishna's beautiful eternal Lila. That Lila is unlimited, eternal and self-manifest by the power of kirtan. So today, please deeply deliberate on these points. This is called manan. Manan means to deliberate upon something. When we practice bhakti, one of the obstacles is the doubt. Sanshaya, doubts. And doubts are of two types. One is that we hear something, but we think that the opposite is true. And the other type of doubt is the sambhavana, that we hear something and we think it's not possible. So, due to thousands of lifetimes of materialistic experience, when we hear the divine conception, the mind said, no, it's not like that. It's the opposite. Or the mind said, no, that's not possible. It happens. It happens. Did it ever happen to you? I can hear your minds. So, manan, or vichar, deliberate. First one has to hear, and then one has to do vichar. And by this deliberation, then the sanshaya, the two types of doubt, of the opposite, pratikul and some asambhavana and impossibility, they become clear, and then we can go forward in our spiritual life. So, deliberate on these things for your homework today, and please return again tomorrow, and we'll try to open up some of the mysteries of the stages of Chaito Darpana Marjana, Bhava Mahadavakna Nivarpanam. The second and third verses by which one can have the key to pass through all apparats, and then moving along to the development of ruchi, the development of your spiritual body, and the realizations of the separation moods of the gopis of Vrindavan and the eternal service of Srimati Radhika. Gaur Premanande. We have no medallion here. Who plays Katha? Are there any questions? Any questions, anyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What you're explaining is something that we can deliberate upon and meditate upon and theoretically understand. So yes, this is correct. This is now how to apply this is a different story. So that's my
So the question is that we hear these things and we can deliberate on them, but how to apply them? So it's like learning to swim. Doesn't really work in the classroom, right? You can have a theoretical swimming lesson. Everyone can lie on the ground and go like this. But when you get in the water, it's another story. So the only way we can learn, because Vidya Vadhu Jivanam, the life and soul of all transcendental knowledge is actually Kirtan itself. The only way to learn is to become absorbed in Kirtan. Now, sometimes devotees get into a dilemma, and it comes from crookedness, some crookedness. They think, you know, what's the use of chanting so much in a poor quality? Better to just chant a little bit, but do it in high quality. This is not what Krishna wants from you. Krishna wants both. You have to chant in a massive quantity and high quality also. And in fact, unless the quantity will come to a very high level, the quality will not arise. Because in the Padma Purana, there it is said, Nama Paradiyuktanam Nama eva hantya haram Namevanta haram agham, means that we have some history of offenses. And to overcome them, we have to win the trust of Nam Prabhu. You know, if you cheat someone, and then you change your mind and think, oh, I don't want to cheat them. So you just show up. And they say, yes, okay, welcome back. It doesn't work like that. If you've cheated someone, if you've offended someone, when you come back to them, you have to win their trust by showing good dedication. So in the same way, because Nam Prabhu is a person, after committing many offenses for a long time, when we decide to really surrender to Nam Prabhu and give up the offenses, then there will not be an immediate reciprocation. But we have to win the trust of Nam Prabhu by excessive dedication to Nam Prabhu. And so by dedicating oneself to chanting more and more, then we win the trust of Nam Prabhu. And the reactions of previous offenses, when Nam has, we have to have faith in Nam, but Nam has to have faith in us also. Then they're all forgiven. So, Nama Paradiyuktanam Namanyeva Harantyagam. Only Nam Prabhu forgives the offenses which are made to himself for those who chant the holy name continuously. And this is why in the third verse of Shikshastakam Mahaprabhu said, Kirtaniya Sada Hari. So don't worry too much about it. Jump into the ocean of Sankirtan and stay there. And everything else gradually, Vidya Vadhu Jivanam, knowledge will come. But this is why the association of pure devotees is necessary. Because without sadhu sangha, we jump in and quickly jump out again. We don't stay in the waves of the holy name. So that sadhu sangha is there when we go in. And very kindly the sadhus grab us and drag us under the water. They don't let us come out. This is why Raghunath Goswami said, Vairagi Yog Bhakti Rasam Prayana Painam Mamman Bhiksu. He said, oh Sanatana Goswami, I never wanted to taste rasa, but by force you made me taste it. So the mercy of the pure devotees, even against our will, drags us out of our depth and we become Sairatma Snapanam, completely bathed in Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Yeah. Hare Krishna. We're inviting everyone, please come to Mangalatik in the morning. And after Mangalatik, sit here with me, like a statue. And don't move. And chant for 3 or 4 hours. Not so difficult. Try to surrender to Mahaprabhu every morning. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, it is not possible to become free from Namaparad without a colossal struggle. So one day, today or tomorrow, we have to have the courage to take up the challenge. Yes, Nam Prabhu, I am yours. Surrender to you. So please come every morning and together pray for the appearance of Nam Prabhu. Haritai Gaur Sitanad Premanande Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama
Premanand Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lila Prishtam Vishnupada Stor Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Nitya Lila Prishtam Vishnupada Stor Srimad Bhakti Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Srila Thakur Jagadish Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Mahavakavashi Gokshadas Gaudiya Maharaj ki jai. Saptam Goswami Srijan Thakur Bhaktinod ki jai. Shri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guruvar ki jai. Praise Go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sari Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Shri Brajamandal Kettamandal Gaur Mandal ki jai. Subhona Mangakari Shri Harinam Sankirtanam ki jai. Shri Radha Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan ki jai. Nanta Gauri Vaishnava ki jai. Samagara Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Hamare Srasa Sri Krishna Bhavanandi Smriti Radhika ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanand Vandai Tulasiya Priyane Kesara Sachara Krishna Bhakti Paridevi Satyatrayam Vanchakalpataragastha Vipasandhugayata Gita Vaishnavabhyo Namo